Check that out. Costa del Glasgow. The weather's just fantastic. Listen to the birds and the trees. Right, so this one's just a quick follow-up from yesterday. I think that's like 3 or 4 layers of body filler now. I don't know what the light is in the video, but it's terrible on the phone, it's too bright. I feathered out all the edges. Now, considering the repair section ran from there up in an L shape, I've had to chase the body filler job all the way up to within an inch of that line that we were taking the line off yesterday before I could get the whole thing straight. So I think that's like 3 or 4 times I've put this stuff on. Now, this stuff that I'm meant to set up in the beautiful Scottish sunshine, what's that, fine surface filler. Now, that's been lying about in the workshop for years. I doubt very much if it's going to be much use to anyone, but we'll give it a go. I think that can also be called spotter putty or spotter filler. So once you've did the normal filling job with auto body filler, car body filler, or as we call it, Bondo, the next step for the really fine holes is to use this stuff. So the next plan, that's going to get rubbed down with our trusty little Orbital sand. Then it's a first coat of high build primer. When the primer goes on that, it's a similar protocol to the body filler. Put on a decent layer of primer, cover it in whatever cheap rotten spray paint you've got lying around. It doesn't matter, it's just the cheapest stuff you can get. So you spray that on top of the primer. Then again, when you sand it back down, the highs and the lows, which are just about dealt with here, will start appearing through the primer. So once you've done that a couple of times, the surface should be really flat. Then I would call that bodywork. Once you've stopped hitting through the couple of layers of primer that you've got on the panel, I generally go for 3 coats of primer, then 3 coats of top coat. And if you have clear coat lacquer, in fact 3 coats of that on top. Don't be worried about, you don't want to leave the panel in body filler or this surface filler stuff. It's porous and water gets in. So you want to get something watertight on it as quickly as possible. Because the heat comes from the sunshine and beautiful weather today, that's really working in my favour. So once the primer goes on, that should protect all the filler work you've done. If you don't do it, moisture will get in there, rot it out, and you've just wasted all that time. So I think that was more, again, one that was more for me than you. Generally, after 2 or 3 coats of body filler, you're more or less ready for primer. If, like me, you're a novice and it takes you 4 or 5 coats, does it matter? All you're after is the end result, isn't it? And every time you do it, you get a little bit better at it. So, thanks for watching today's riveting episode of Zambo Vision in Zambo Land. Listen to the birds. Just magical, isn't it? Very subdued. I think we're going to retire Betti the finger. Again, I've been watching some of my own videos, and she's getting too hot for my YouTube channel. She should go and do her own thing. All these relationships come to an end sooner or later. Right. Stay safe, stay strong. See you all on the other side. Hopefully this corona nonsense will be over relatively soon, and we can get back to some semblance of normality. Right. Bless you all. Bye.